Hello, everyone. I'm Thomas Watson, enterprise trucking expert here at FreightWaves, and today we're going to be talking with the folks at Loves. They've recently released some cool software. It's called the V.I.E.W, and we're going to dive into what this platform does, how it's helping fleets manage their maintenance needs, which if anyone in trucking and the supply chain knows that everything breaks down eventually, and so it's super important not only to track what the heck is going on, but to have the technology to help speed things up. So I'm super excited to be joined with Justin Breivik. He's the Senior Manager of Fleet Maintenance and Service at Loves. And Justin's going to walk us through what some of this information is and how it can help your fleet out. Well, welcome, Justin.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So before we officially dive into the V.I.E.W, give us a little bit of background about yourself and what you do at Loves.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. Yeah, so Senior Manager of Fleet Maintenance, been with Loves 7.5 years. Prior to coming to Loves, I spent 27 years on the fleet side. So I was a technician, driver, maintenance manager, director of maintenance, vice president of maintenance, came to Loves to help our fleet customers be more efficient when it comes to maintenance.
And, being efficient is the key nowadays. Every day you're down is a day you're not making any money. And so there's one of the big things is this platform that's been released. And so let's dive into kind of the background about that, and we'll dive into the nitty gritty on how it works.
Yeah, so when I first came to Loves and was working with customers to help them understand, their inefficiencies and reduce their maintenance expense. Maintenance is one of the highest expenses in a trucking company, by far the most controllable. So one of the common denominators that I saw when I was calling on customers is either they had a traditional software that was difficult to use, or they were using a software, but they weren't getting any information out of the software to help them make business decisions. And I knew there had to be a better way. So about 4 years ago, we discovered this platform. We teamed up with the company. We're reselling the platform for another company under Love's V.I.E.W, and it's been very successful to help our customers be more efficient and have an understanding of the health of their fleet right at their fingertips.
And, one of the things is what is the platform managing and tracking? So what's kind of like what's the how on how it works?
Yeah, so we have a fully modern and mobile asset management, maintenance, breakdown management, shop inventory, and technician management platform with best in class analytics.
Okay, so it's kind of end to end. It helps both ends. The fleet gets the visibility if the truck is in shop, what status it is, and then at the same time, you get an added win when you're having the shop having a management system. So it's one of those big goals of melding these various systems from parts orders, work orders, status updates, and then it can kind of like make sure everyone's on the same page. When before in the past, you kind of have to like call everyone up and say, "Hey, is my truck ready?"
Exactly. And we offer unlimited users and unlimited storage space. And with that functionality and a lot of integrations that we have, integrations to McLeod, QuickBooks, various different applications, TMSs, it really helps with that communication.
And let's talk about some of these integrations. How does that work as well? As one of the big goals, just as important to make sure you are integrating with large TMSs so that their maintenance platforms and their various systems are all able to talk to each other.
Yeah, so we have all open APIs and webhook capabilities. So a lot of our customers leverage our APIs to pull that data into their TMSs or their accounting systems. But we also have structured integrations as well with some other companies, McLeod, QuickBooks, Goodyear, Travel Centers of America, of course, Loves. So we have structured integrations with those particular vendors as well. But most of our customers going forward are using and leveraging our APIs, which are open and public to use.
And so, like, if I'm a small fleet and owner off, that makes my life easier. A lot of folks are just using like Excel and a QuickBook, and so it kind of
Well,
helps fleets of all sizes. Or if I have like a McLeod or a large TMS, it's kind of covering everybody, so that way everyone can like plug it in. So the access wise.
yeah, we have fleets ranging from 25 trucks to 11,000. So anywhere in between, the system doesn't change speed based on the amount of assets you have on or anything. It's very fast, very reactive program.
And when we're kind of looking at, especially with new technology, kind of looking ahead to the future and stuff, everyone talks about AI. I really like deep learning and AI in the maintenance world because it feels like you can use predictions a lot better. Talk about how this technology and how it's evolving for these customers, because I swear it feels like every other week we have some crazy new AI thing, and eventually I'm gonna like be replaced by robots.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And we're really excited about AI. We launched our first AI suite of products back in November. The first being AI invoice import. So it'll read any invoice from any vendor, pull it into the system, break it out by VRMS code. For those that are familiar with vehicle maintenance recording standard, it breaks it out by different codes so your costs can go into the correct GL buckets in accounting. We also have AI technician. So the technician, if he hasn't done a repair on a certain vehicle, he can ask the machine how to do that repair, and the machine will give back step-by-step instructions on how to replace that part or do that repair. We also have AI analytics. So instead of building a report in your maintenance software, you can simply ask the machine, hey, what trucks are costing me the most in brakes? And the machine will do a inventory or look through the analytics environment, pull that information in, and now we just added a feature where you can put that in a chart, so you can tell the machine, hey, can you create me a pie chart of what trucks are costing me the most in brakes, and the machine will do that. We're really excited about AI fault code. So we're bringing in fault code data. We're bringing it through a AI device, and what it's doing is it's reading that fault code and giving you information on how to repair that fault code. And then you mentioned the future. The future is around AI. We're working on some things where we can tell you how long that vehicle is going to be down, how long until it's going to be down. Hey, you got 4 days to fix this and you're going to be on the side of the road, or, hey, you got 4 months to fix this. We're also looking at, hey, how much is this fault code going to cost you on average? And how long is that vehicle going to be down for? So you can plan unscheduled events a little bit better.
I like the AI giving ETAs, because you really get a good opportunity. That was my biggest challenge when managing fleets is, well, it's in the shop. Oh, let's call the shop again. Is it ready yet? No, we don't know. We're working on this one thing. We'll tell you later. But now with the data, everyone gets to see both sides of the party. So if I'm a fleet owner and I'm using this platform, I can see that maybe a specific brand of brakes within a specific cluster of trucks is wearing out faster and costing X more than if I switched vendors for my brakes. So you're actually now able to finally make these very tactical decisions that have a bigger impact. When before it was kind of like tribal knowledge and guesswork. You just had to know a guy who's like, yeah, that brand's not so good, or yeah, they normally crap out within 2 weeks when this code pops up.
Yeah, one of the reports that we're really excited about and get a lot of feedback in is our tire miles by brand. You ask fleets, hey, what brand of tire should I be running? Well, it's the cheapest, or whatever they can get their hands on. By having the analytics of like tire miles by brand, tires are your most expensive maintenance expense. You're able to compare those different brands against each other, and then look at the cost of those brands and say, yeah, maybe this tire costs $100 more, but it lasts twice as long. So that type of data can really help you run your fleet efficiently.
And when we're looking at warranties and ROIs, that's one of the things that always blew my mind was, when these events happen, is my warranty going to cover it or not, or how much will it cover it? So talk about some of that, because that's one of the fascinating things in the breakdown space is like, it's always a unpleasant or pleasant surprise when you realize you either have to pay less or more money.
Yeah, no doubt. My experience, I was the warranty manager for a few years for a very large fleet. And warranty is one of the things that's often forgotten in fleets, or they don't feel like it's worth it to chase those warranty dollars. I'll tell you right now, the fleets that are chasing the warranty dollars and recouping those, they're not as concerned about the freight rates as the fleets that aren't chasing those warranty dollars. So, with Love's Fleet View, we offer one of the only platforms on the market with real-time warranty notification. Most of the traditional softwares notify you after the repair order is closed. Hey, that, somebody has to go in and look to see if that was warranty. We're notifying the user in real time. So we have the ability to bulk upload all your warranties into the system. And if you create a repair order on that system code, it's going to notify the user in real time that that's under warranty. Same thing goes for parts. Most fleets today go to the Freightliner dealership in Dallas and get a brake chamber replaced. 8 months later, that brake chamber fails. They're just buying another one. Our system is not only going to identify that that's under warranty, it's going to give you a hyperlink back to that repair order that it was created so you can file a claim to that vendor. The fleets that are chasing that are recouping large amounts of money.
That's cool. That ties into vendor optimization in your total management, because it reminds me of, it's crazy that you can use cards when you're getting, like, let's say I need prescription nasal pills, and I can go to a place and they'll give me a card and say, hey, you can get like $10 off. But I want to repair my vehicle. I got to go in, I got to pull out my warranty, got to look through it. Is this one part and this part out of like thousands of trucks? With the AI, it really helps with your vendors, because that seems like a great example of vendor optimization, where I went to the dealership, my brake chamber was, replaced. It's not good anymore. I'm using the Loves platform. Oh, I actually do qualify for this warranty. It's within the bracket. And then it actually walked a lot of people through it, because it feels it'd be really overwhelming to try to manage the extra parts and complexities just to get money back on your broken part.
Exactly. And, you bring up vendor optimization. One of the things that we have a really big point of differentiation on with our software is vendor optimization. What we mean by that is when you break down on the side of the road, 90% of the fleets out there today, the driver calls into somebody at the fleet and says, hey, I'm broke down on the side of the road. That person then takes out a notepad, writes down who the driver is, what the problem is, and then they go on to a website or Google and try to find a vendor. Okay. We're integrated with all the major telematics providers. When that driver breaks down and the user goes in and creates a repair order for that breakdown, we're pinging that telematics device in real time and pulling up a map of all your nearest vendors. So in our gap analysis, the traditional way is taking 20 to 40 minutes to find a vendor. We're finding a vendor in 20 to 40 seconds. Now you multiply that over a year's time, you're talking a substantial amount of reduction in downtime.
Yeah, and it helps out as well. I've had to use Love's Mobile before, and so that's one of the big challenges is if I'm in an area of the country I'm not familiar with and I'm not normally a maintenance guy, I can at least have the peace of mind that using the platform, figuring out, here's the local mobile vendors for replacing this, here's the rates, here's the best. It can actually help you out and figure out what the best cost is, because that's the challenge. Like you said, you may get your first Google result, but that guy may be like $200 more expensive than maybe one of the more better rated ones, just on how these algorithms work these days, just to find someone.
Yeah. So one of the things great about our platform is it allows you to rate your vendors. You can make them a preferred vendor, a secondary vendor, or most importantly, a do not use vendor. How many times have we had these vendors that ripped us off and you said, oh, I'm never going to use these guys again. And 6 months later, you use them again. You have to have a system to keep track of that, because the human mind can't remember every vendor in every part of the country. So,
And with Justin, about one more question as well. Talking about the support aspect, not only the ease of use trying to get set up, but making sure that once you're set up, you're getting the support you need. Let's talk about that for folks who may be interested in checking it out, because it often feels like I'm a guy who has tons of questions. So I'm one of those who definitely needs the best in class support. But let's dive into that aspect as well for folks who want to switch and adopt.
yeah, one of the things I like to talk about a lot is our help section within the platform is very robust. You simply start typing in what you're, need training on, or you forgot how to do, and it'll instantly pull up what you're working on. But our team at Loves is best in class. So same day support, 99% same day resolution. And a lot of these traditional softwares, when we get ideas from our customers, a lot of the traditional software says, oh yeah, we'll put that on the pipeline or we'll do that. We do it. We embrace our customer feedback. We get that to the development team. They build these things out. It works great for everybody. But
Well, good.
yes, best in class support.
Perfect. Well, Justin, thanks so much for your time as well. Thanks for letting me pick your brain on how the FleetView platform works. If folks want to learn more about the platform, sign up for it, what's the best way to get more information?
FleetView at loves.com.
Perfect. Perfect. Justin, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for hopping on and giving me a quick rundown on how the Love's Fleet View platform is helping folks not only save money, but get on the road faster. So definitely check them out. That's a wrap for this special edition of FreightWaves Interviews. I'm Thomas Wasson. We'll catch you again soon.